Boy, do we have a banger for all the apes out there on this Saturday afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tyler. We are going to be talking about how AMC stock can hit $100,000 per share. Now we have to compare this to the mother of all short squeezes that happened to Volkswagen back in 2008 when they briefly became the world's largest company by market cap. So there is some stark similarities here, and actually AMC is in a much better situation for an even bigger short squeeze. That is why I am saying this, and it really does come down to psychological effects. But we're going to talk about everything you guys need to know. This is going to be a true banger. The only thing that I ask is that you hit that like button for me. I do greatly appreciate it. Now let's get right into the video, guys. I don't want to sugarcoat shit. I want to get straight to it. We're going to take a look at Volkswagen, and we're going to take a look at what caused this Volkswagen short squeeze in 2008. This was nicknamed the mother of all short squeezes when this did happen, and take a look and compare the data we see today with AMC and Volkswagen, and how AMC is in an even better situation or prime for a short squeeze, even more so than Volkswagen was in 2008, and the numbers do not lie here, guys. So let's get right into it. Keep in mind this article was posted October 28th, 2008. Short sellers, desperate to close their positions, paid as much as 1,005 euros a share during the session following Sunday's news that there was less than 6% of all Volkswagen voting stock still floating in the market. Now, we know we own about 80 to 85% of AMC flow. You and me, us retail investors, the apes, we own 80 to 85% of the company. We know that insiders in the company, CEO, the board members, they own about 0.3%, so pretty much nothing in the grand scope of things. And then we know institutional owners sit at about 10%, give or take. They do buy and sell a lot, so about 10%. So we're looking at about the same number, about 5 to even 6% of the total shares of AMC that are available to be bought. Now, this says, the share price has rocketed since Porsche revealed in a surprise announcement on Sunday that it had effectively gained control of 74% of Volkswagen voting shares. This is eerily similar to what we see today. The statistic here, 74% owned by Porsche in 2008. So they had a majority control of the shares, just like we currently do with AMC stock. Now, that is why it is very important that all apes stay up to date with AMC information, and that they know we have the winning hand here. And I don't personally see any downside from here for a substantial amount of time, just because we own so much of the company. Now, if apes start to paper hand because they get scared, that will definitely not be a good thing, but we will all have signs that that is actually happening. So I don't think that's going to be happening, at least until we see the actual short squeeze. But at the time, Porsche was being accused of manipulating the stock for taking on such a large position, and this is what they said about that. They said, in quotes, "We vehemently reject the accusation of share price manipulation." A spokesperson for Porsche said, in quotes, "The ones responsible are those that speculated with huge sums of money on a falling Volkswagen share price." This, yet again, is eerily similar to what we are saying. The financial media, they want you to think that we're the ones manipulating AMC stock. I made a whole video going over this article that said, literally, we are the ones manipulating AMC share price, and we're the ones over here, like Porsche was in 2008, saying no, it's you guys that are betting on the company to go bankrupt that are the ones really responsible for the manipulation that is going on. Now, it said it was announcing its plans because the number of short positions in Volkswagen were considerably higher than it had expected, and it consequently wanted to give investors the chance to unwind their bets without haste and without greater risk. So they were actually much more merciful than we are today. That is where we do have also the upper hand advantage. We're not letting them unwind their shorts. That is why they are not. That is why they are dragging this short squeeze out. I do personally think they're paying promoters to talk badly about AMC and spread FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, so they can free up some of that free flow and try to cover their shorts at a much cheaper cost. Now, this is where it gets very interesting. Around 12.8% of Volkswagen's entire market capitalization was on loan as of October 25th, the most recent day for which data was available. According to financial market data consultation, dataexplorers.com, this compared with the average 5% for all DAX stocks. 12.8%, guys. The current short interest on AMC, as far as the Ortex data is concerned, and they only get 85% of the overall exchange data, is currently sitting at 18%. Now, take this with a grain of salt. I know some people don't really believe Ortex data. I'm kind of mixed on the whole thing. I really don't see a reason why not to, per se, a strong reason, but I don't really believe the sources they're getting their information from as well. But it's pretty similar along the same lines from everybody else. Some people say it's higher, some people say it's a little bit lower. If you know, some places say it's 23%, some places like Ortex say it's 18%, so it's somewhere in the middle. Let's just say 20%. But Ortex does indicate it's at 18% of the total free float. Estimated shares currently sold short of 91.87 million. That is a large number of shares, and 12.8% of Volkswagen shares were only sold short. That is tiny compared to what we see. We almost see double that of what Volkswagen shares were sold short in 2008. Now, in quotes, the mother of all short squeezes, as one analyst phrased it, led to an investor outcry alleging that they were duped by Porsche. Now, let's say dealers said those traders who had sold borrowed Volkswagen shorts in the hope of buying them back at lower prices had been panicked by the announcement of Porsche's holding. Now, someone must have been very desperate to get a hold of the stock, so there will be a big surprise at some point who will have all these losses, because someone must have lost a lot of money, said Christian Schick. I can't say his name, I totally butchered it. But it does go on to say, the problem is, from a fundamental point of view, shares are really overvalued. But when the short squeeze comes to an end, there are not enough shares available to bring the share price back down, said one Frankfurt-based analyst. That is exactly what is going on right now, because there is not enough shorts or shares to let these shorts cover. So that means the price will stay elevated until apes start to fold their hands and sell out to the hedgies. That is why I am not doing this. I'm not a financial advisor or a financial planner. Like I said, do whatever you guys want to do. But when you compare the numbers from the mother of all short squeezes at the time in 2008 with Volkswagen, we do look like we are in a much better position. And just a fun fact, from everything I could tell, that Porsche actually owns about 50% of all Volkswagen shares to this day. So they did not sell out. Doesn't look like a lot of apes are actually going to sell out until we do get this short squeeze. But inevitably, AMC will come back down after it does go to these all-time crazy heights, right? 100,000, that is totally not out of the water here, guys. Just because the simple fact is, well, we're seeing a lot of options activity. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky, and we really want the short squeeze to happen in a specific time frame. For myself, I want this to happen around July 16th. I don't know if this will happen. This does coincide with Black Widow going to theaters July 9th. That is this expiration date. We should have those blockbuster numbers by the start of this next expiration date. So that'll be very important to see how that does dictate the stock. If any good news does come out, we are in a primed position to see AMC go absolutely crazy, and I do think we can hit $100,000 per share. Now, when we get down to if we will hit $100,000 per share, it really comes down to psychological effects on the human brain. Once you see all these fat tendies, people are going to take some kind of profits. People are going to take some kind of profits. You might say you won't. Doesn't matter what it is. If you see $100 million in your Robinhood account, Webull account, you're going to take some profits. So it really comes down to the whole argument of how long are people going to hold their shares? What is their price prediction? And if they are selling, if they do get scared. And there's also many other factors that go into this as well. There's a large group of people that are waiting for the short squeeze to happen to actually jump in. And then you're going to also have the FOMO buyers. You're going to have the day traders. You're also going to have this gamma squeeze that I hope happens. We need a gamma squeeze to go to $100,000. That is very true. We have to crush the hedgies on all sides. The ones that are short on the stock, the ones that are selling these calls. We need them to hedge by buying the shares all the way up the option chain. That is essentially how a gamma squeeze does work. But even comparing those numbers, like I said, to Volkswagen, when they only had a 12.8% short interest, That is tiny compared to what we see with AMC at an 18% short interest. So do I think personally we could go to $100,000 per share? Anything is possible in the stock market. That could very, very well happen. But it really comes down to what is your price prediction. I think this is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If people do have a $100,000 price prediction and they really wouldn't sell until those prices, then we will go to those prices. It's only a matter of time. If there's a $1,000 price point in people's minds, right? It's different if somebody says it in people's minds. That is where we will go to. That is really the simple fact here of we dictate the price. Especially the more shares that we continue to buy and we continue to collectively hold as a group. We are essentially the Porsche of the short squeeze with Volkswagen back in the day, but we are an even bigger slice of the pie. So hopefully you guys can relate to what I am saying here. If this doesn't make sense, I'll make another video or answer your guys' comments in the comment section and try to clarify anything that doesn't make sense. The point here, guys, we need to hold the line. We need to crush the hedgies. There's going to be bankruptcies from these hedgies. That's what we need, right? That's what a lot of people want. And quite frankly, it is probably deserved. So that is going to wrap up this video. Let me know down below in the comment section what your actual price prediction is for AMC. Nobody can hate you over the internet. Let me know what your sellout price point is. I do greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. Now, with that being said, if you like the content that was provided to you in this video, make sure to hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, as well as check out the links down below in the description. There is a link for public. No need to even link a bank account or deposit a single dollar. Get up to $70 in your choice of free stock. There's about 15 different stocks you can choose from, and you get your free stock immediately. They also do not route your order flows to companies like Citadel. The only other brokerages that do not do that are Fidelity, Merrill Lynch, and then obviously Public, as well as deposit $100 with Webull. Get 4 free stocks, each of them potentially worth up to $2,400 a piece. That is also free money, and they give out great stocks. And there's also an option in Webull where you can disable the ability for Webull to lend your shares out to hedge funds or institutions without you knowing about it. So that is why I do have those 2 links, as well as if you want to stay up to date with the moves that we are making and actually start winning on your options trades, as well as long-term picks and crypto, check out that link as well for the buy and sell alerts. That is going to do it for this video. You guys enjoy the rest of your 4th of July weekend. I will see you guys in the next video.